heart of any democracy is the ability of the people to hold their government accountable. The soul of such a system is a machinery that allows citizens to see openly into the activities of their government and Parliament rather than permitting these processes to be cloaked in secrecy.
Parliament and the government are different in that one is actually elected by the public and the other is elected by the president and influence of the Prime Minister and stuff like that.
The Parliament is inclusive of the government and the opposition. The government is just those who were elected into power by the people of Trinidad.
I think government, in essence, is the people who represent the party who has won the last election and are in fact the people who form the executive, who run, in essence, the government.
Government does things. It comprises parties or party that says it's going to do a range of things for people. They vote that party in, and it fulfills its mandate. It fulfills its purpose by doing all the things it promised to do.
Whereas the Parliament are all members who are selected at a general election and consists of the government members and the opposition members.
In the Senate, you have three groups: people belonging to or supporting the ruling party, people belonging to the opposition, then you have independent senators, so people which have been selected because of their qualifications, because of their past work records and their anticipated contribution to the role of the functioning of the Parliament.
We need to look at the chain, that we have a Parliament that makes the laws, approves the budget, we have an execution, and then we have oversight mechanism. And surrounding that are the citizens. They're the ones to which ultimately all of those three key elements of the chain are accountable.
Parliament should be the centre of national life. No citizen should feel that it's not his or her own assembly, and that they should have access to this assembly on many levels through civil society organisations, through the role of the media, directly through their own MP by going and visiting and discussing.
Engagement through associations, through lobby groups, whenever members of Parliament have roundtables or forums or go on radio shows or talk shows, it's really important for the public to be involved, because you don't want your representatives to have for their ear to be so far that they don't hear the voice of the people.
If citizens feel divorced from Parliament, then Parliament isn't doing its job well.
If the Parliament can discharge its constitutional responsibility to oversee the effective collection of revenue and then the effective spending of that revenue in a way that meets the expectations of constituents as well as the standards of good governance, then you start to see just why good governance is so key to good human development.
And that's why Parliament is so very important, because our Parliament really is there. One of its main functions, I believe, is to hold the government or the executive, in essence, to account.
Parliament, as opposed to government, Parliament where you'll have different sides of views, not only from the government but from the opposition as well.
Parliament, they are there to make the laws and to make the policies, and then the government, they ensure that it is carried out.
Well, really, Parliament is mostly about making laws. It's about legislating and making laws. Government is about doing things. It's actually about building roads or running hospitals or running schools. But of course in parliamentary systems like the UK and like TNT, the two are sort of fuzzy. In America, they're completely separate. You have a president who is the person who does things, and then you have the elected senators and representatives who make the laws. So it's a clearer definition. Our system, what usually happens is that people get elected as representatives, but then they turn into government ministers as well, and they kind of wear two hats because they're ministers who are doing things and wearing that hat, but they're also representative members of parliament who play a role in making laws.
The government must accelerate its own program in the development of its hydrocarbon resources. More oil and more gas will mean a healthier economy and a stronger foundation for the future. I leave that for my colleagues to develop in the course of the budget debate.